Here's number 21 from the Larsen 8.9 worksheet, and they actually give you this, that f of x, they want you to find f of x, which equals the natural log of x plus 1, telling you that this is actually equals the integral of 1 over x plus 1. Okay, so why would we want to know that? Well, we actually could find that by taking the derivative of this and working backwards. So it's easy if you're looking for this. This is how you could come up with something like that. Just take the derivative, and then we know that this is going to be equal to the antiderivative of its derivative. So that's what we have. So they give you this anyway, and then we want to find a power series for this, but it's a lot easier to find a power series for this, of course, because we can rewrite this as the integral of 1 over 1 minus negative x, and we have this in our nice form. A 1 minus r, and we know that that's going to be the summation n equals 0 to infinity of a r to the n. So we see this is in our form. Our a is 1 and our r is negative x. So we can write this as the integral of this function, of this power series. Negative 1 to the n, x to the n. We just was negative x to the n, and we just took the negative out as negative 1 to the n. But we know from the notes I gave you that this, if we integrate this series, we're going to have a constant plus this summation of the negative 1 to the n stays the same, but then I'm going to add 1 to the n, so it'd be n plus 1, divide by that. So we add 1 and then divide by the new exponent, so x to the n plus 1 over n plus 1. That's kind of the reverse of the power rule. And this will have the same interval convergence as our original function, and that was actually from negative 1 to 1, so we have the same interval convergence. Now we have the c over here, so what can we do with this? Well, we can solve for c, and we just pick a convenient value of x to see how that works. So I know that this natural log of x plus 1 equals c plus this. And if I let x equal 0, I have the natural log of 0 plus 1 equals c plus this whole shebang at 0. Well, we have 0 on the top, so that doesn't, all these terms are going to be 0, so this is just going to be 0. And 0 plus 1 is 1, so I have the natural log of 1 equals c. But what's the natural log of 1? Well, the natural log of 1 is 0, so that implies that c equals 0. So therefore, don't have to worry about the c, it zeroes out, so this is what we have, the natural log of x plus 1 equals this series. There's my interval of convergence. Okay? So take a look at this, and you do have to remember the c, because sometimes you'll have this, especially if we're dealing with series that aren't centered at 0. And again, for 17, 18, well, for all of these 17 through 26, the center was, we were told the center was 0, so we know that. But like I said, if the center is 1 or 2, then we may have something going on with the c, so you have to take that into consideration and be careful, okay? Hope that makes sense.